Hey guys, came for 15, back at it with another video for you guys, joined by my Uncle Daryl, and we are doing our NFL week 4 predictions early. Now I know as of this recording, we still have two more Monday night games to go to for this week, for week 3. But because I'm going to be flying out to Atlanta, I won't have no access to my laptop and my
Oh,
recording setup and everything. I'll
that's
be
a shame. I'm so sorry.
I guess we can get our predictions for the Monday games out the way. Titans versus Dolphins. I'm gonna probably go Tennessee because I don't trust Miami with whatever their quarterback situation is right now.
And they're running back. I mean, our chain is nice, but I expect Tennessee to put 8 in the box to stop him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee too. At least Will Levis have got more games in than what was it, Tyler,
Tyler
whatever,
Huntley or whatever.
Huntley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though,
Tennessee.
yeah, yeah. As long as Will Levis doesn't make a dumb mistake to get Miami back in the game or something.
That's true. The defense is still the same.
Yeah.
But I mean, I expect Tyler Huntley to be forced to throw the ball a lot,
Yeah.
something he proved he couldn't do when he was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So mm.
Um, Going on back to back weeks, we had double headers. I don't know. I don't know why they stopped doing the double headers on week 1 for Monday Night Football. Now it's
Ah,
between week 2 and week 3. Um,
correct.
Seahawks at Detroit.
This should be a fantastic game, though. I think I might actually stay up for this one. You know, but
Mhm.
I mean, I do like Detroit considering they're at home,
Yeah,
but Seattle's defense is legit.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be a close one. Maybe nice little low scoring game,
Hmm.
but because Detroit can run the ball, then I do like Detroit in this game. Probably like a score like 20-17 or something like that.
Yeah, I'll go Detroit too.
Yeah,
Just because
maybe even overtime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the funny thing is I do have a Seattle Seahawks fan at work, and he's like, this match has been happening like the last 3 years, and it's all been happening in Detroit. The fact that it hasn't happened in Seattle yet is like, what are we doing here? Because usually it's like you play there one year, and then if you play again, you go to their building the other year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, it's a
Well, I mean, let's be honest with you. Detroit is the flavor of the month,
yeah.
and they were who they were have been for the last couple of years, and Seattle has been teetering as a franchise.
Mhm.
So I think the NFL was probably like, you know what, yeah, let's go ahead and give Detroit this game again
Yeah.
because they have Super Bowl aspirations, unbeknownst to everyone that this Seattle team is good enough to make it there too.
Hmm. Apologies. Week 5 is week 5 predictions, not week 4. I was looking at
Yeah,
freaking
yeah, yeah.
ESPN.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Um,
I never sent you my check box sheet, but we could, you know,
so going into the first slate of the week 5 games, I won't be at this game even though I'm going to Atlanta. Will be by the time I get there, the game will be over. But that's the Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons.
mm.
Um, but Falcons won last week in a close game against the Saints, back and forth, NFC South battle, and then Buccaneers just blasted. We'll get to the Eagles, but they blasted the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles, man, come on now. They're missing their top two wideouts,
I
and they were
know.
basically using twos and threes. Lane Johnson was hurt. So I mean, the Eagles came into this game banged up. They had an emotional win over New Orleans. It was expected.
Yeah, but the defense
Trust me.
still sucks.
It was expected. It just
There's-
it
I can
it
understand
was
the offensive
expected.
struggles, but the defense has been horrible.
Well, I mean, they can't
They can't stop nobody.
rely on the offense.
I know.
They're gassed when they get on the field. So what are they to do?
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
have an inefficient offense, it takes down the viability of the defense. You ought to know that. You're a Bears fan.
I know, but it still
We
don't
got a
look.
great
It,
defense, and if the offense gives them anything, the defense is a heck of a lot better, as they showed yesterday. So sorry. When they get when Philadelphia is healthy, they're still the best team in the NFC East.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Now,
an offensive standpoint, I don't think
yeah.
defensively.
Well, I mean, but again, they run the football, but at the same time, they stand on the backs of AJ Brown and Devonta Smith to be able to keep defenses honest.
Yeah.
But they can't keep defenses honest when they're hurt. When
Yeah.
them two cats come back into the game, you're gonna see Saquon Barkley do the same thing he did against the Saints and the other two teams before that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but on to the predictions. Do I truly trust Tampa Bay? Because for whatever reason, Tampa Bay seems to be that on again, off again, on again, off again team that probably will end up ending the season something like 9-8, 10-7 or something like that, in which they lose the most unusual football games. And I think this week probably will be no different. They're going on the road. Wait a minute. They was at home against Philadelphia, weren't they? And now they go on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm picking Atlanta.
I'll go Tampa Bay.
I can't see it. It'll probably happen though, because that same friend I told you about, he came back into my office, big New Orleans fans. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I'm not gonna take too long because I know we have to move on. But he did tell me, dude, the teams in this division, if you go to these cities, they literally hate each other.
Yeah.
They do. They hate each, and I had no idea. I was just like, dude, New Orleans, y'all hate Atlanta? They're like,
If
yes,
you
we
saw
can't
if you
stand
saw
them.
the fighting clips in the stands, I'm not going to talk about the suggestive commentary that was happening, but there were people in the stands like throwing hands. I'm like, geez.
Man, I was like, you never expected that out of the NFC South.
Well, it is the South, though.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, though, I'm like, dude, man, really? I'll be like, in places where they got LSU, Alabama, Florida. I mean, y'all gonna sit up here and tell me y'all actually take the time to hate in the NFL teams? Uh, Dude, I was blown. And he was just like, man, I hate Atlanta. I hate Carolina. I'm so glad that Carolina is down. He said, just go, I can stick it to him. Because he was talking about Cam Newton and how they always burn him. He went back to Jake Delhomme.
Oh my God.
Ma, I went, really? I said, y'all, Jake Delhomme? I said, you went back that far with your hatred? And he was just like, man, I can't stand him. And he was from Louisiana. I'm like, man, he was talking about Atlanta and the teams in his division like you and I. We talk about Green Bay.
Yeah.
Man, I was just there speechless listening to this man's hatred of the teams in this division. So it's real. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Atlanta because
Mhm.
they're the home team, and for me, Tampa Bay is just I can't trust them for consecutive weeks.
Yeah. Moving on. Sunday games. Carolina goes to the Panthers. Now, if Bryce Young was starting,
Carolina is playing who now?
the Bears. Now, if
Uh,
Bryce Young was starting, this would be a battle of the two first overall picks from the past this season and
and
last season.
but considering they playing the Red Rocket, who used to be,
The Bears
with the
quarterback
Bears,
for like
I'm
2 weeks and then he got hurt.
yeah. I'm gonna still go with the Bears.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the progression of how Waldron is starting to use his offense. So, and we got two consecutive home games.
Yep.
I'll go with the Bears and say that they stay on that train.
I'll say they win by 10. That's it.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Now, they come out and lose this game. Matt Eberflus better be ready for the fire he's going to get for that.
Forget the fire, bro. If they lose this game to Carolina, he should resign. Real talk. He should resign. Carolina is one of the, if not the worst team in the league.
League.
He should resign
Yep.
immediately. Come Monday. Don't even come to the post game presser, dog.
Yeah.
Just go to the Tribune or the Sun Times and resign.
Yeah. That's the last thing I need to see on Twitter is Panther fans talking their crap about blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But we told you didn't win the trade. Oh, shut up! You benched your
Yeah,
first
stop it.
overall quarterback. That means you
Stop it.
lost the trade anyways.
Yeah, stop it. You benched him. Granted, as an Alabama football fan, I love me some Bryce Young.
Yeah.
I think he will be back. They just got to bring him along slowly and bring him around the right way. So, but given the state of the Carolina Panthers at this particular moment, they come into Chicago and win this game. Matt Eberflus should just go home,
Oh yeah.
and he should
That's
just
if he had
leave.
if he had any aspirations of trying to keep his job, they lose to Carolina. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, I
He'll
gotta
be
admit,
gone.
you're gonna have the media calling for his job immediately,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna be in the hands of Ryan Poles. But you know what? That's a video for another day.
Yep.
I can't get emotionally wrapped around that. Bears should win this game. I agree with you by 10.
Yep. We got the first NFL London game. The New York Jets versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Jets didn't look impressive yesterday. Now maybe the weather had a factor to do with it, but their offense didn't look good, and their defense is average at best with the way we've seen them play. And that's
Defense is good.
the defense is good, but
The defense is good.
I
It's
don't.
just um
They
I,
need to get
I,
Hassan Reddick signed. I don't know what's going on with that situation.
I don't think the defense has a problem at this particular moment. It's again, it's the offense. Aaron Rodgers, man, dude looks old.
Yeah,
And granted, the Denver defense is good.
yeah.
It is. It's good. It's not bad. It's
It's not
for
bad.
me. For me, it's not like, let's just say, not like the Bears defense,
Yeah.
or like, let's just say the Chargers defense looks really good.
When
Pitch,
healthy. When healthy.
Pittsburgh ain't no man ain't. Although that Pittsburgh defense got smoked by Joe Flacco. I think they about to bench Anthony Richardson. That's another
Well,
conversation for later
he's hurt
on.
again.
Well, I think the Colts are lucky to have him hurt
Yeah.
because with the way he was playing, anyway,
Yep.
we're gonna push on to that game.
Yep.
But Aaron Rodgers looks old.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers looks old, and Denver made him look old. And he had that one anomaly last week.
No, against
But
the freaking New England Patriots.
yeah, he had that one anomaly, and he 3 of the 4 games they've played, bruh looks old.
Well, it ain't gonna get easy for him because they got to play the Vikings, who within that first half absolutely destroyed the damn Packers.
And they're gonna do the same to the Jets.
No,
Brian Flores, I can tell you right now, Brian Flores is gonna stop the run, and he gonna blitz the ever loving crazy because this guy cannot run.
yeah. And you
So
just hope you
I'm gonna
just
say the way the Vikings beat Green Bay, I expect that against the Jets.
yeah. You just hope
Because
their defense doesn't falter and their offense doesn't do anything in the second half because that was the problem in the game against Green Bay. The only reason Green Bay got back in the game is because legitimately, like for like the entire third quarter and some bits and pieces of the fourth quarter, the Vikings
yeah,
offense did absolutely nothing.
well, I mean they were coasting.
Yeah.
I mean they were coasting. Addison came back his first game. He outscored the doggone Green Bay by himself. And I did not put him in my fantasy league either.
I actually cut him because he was just injured for constant years, and then somebody obviously
Yeah.
picked him up.
And see, that's just it. I was lucky enough to catch him on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, all right. I think I'll just chill on him this week because they're playing Green Bay.
Yeah. I might have to bench
And
Devontae
I'm
Johnson.
sorry, Green Bay in Green Bay. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll chill on him this week.
Yeah,
Uh,
no,
and no, dog, Minnesota beat the brakes off Green Bay. I mean, from the rooter to the tutor,
yeah,
and they gonna do the same thing to the Jets.
yeah. I'm going with the Vikings, even on a neutral field. They're just a better
Yes,
team.
yeah, because Brian Flores, man, that dude is man, that dude is intense. And he puts that when he puts that pressure on you for as a defensive coordinator, he is unforgiving.
Yep.
And if you can't run, you toast.
Moving on. Ravens at the Bengals. The Ravens last night had a very impressive win against the Buffalo Bills. Just absolutely
Yep.
destroyed the Bills from beginning.
Yep.
And it started with Derrick Henry just running off for a touchdown. I watched
Yep.
that. I'm like, holy shit. I went to sleep for like, because I was just tired. And then
Yeah.
I wake back up. Ravens destroying the Bills. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm
Well,
like,
I woke up and I think I told you that
mhm,
I had to get up like 4 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
I mean, well, the game came on, I think roughly around 2. So I mean, I get up and I see that the Ravens up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to this team that everybody was saying is the best in the NFL? And they're invoking memories of how Belichick uh played coached and how he would take the one thing away from you and do the other. Man, they ran all over
Yeah.
the Bills.
Yeah.
So I think the Ravens are for real.
This is by
And
far their best game that looked this year.
yeah, they starting to hit their stride because I mean they don't. I think they didn't. What I didn't. Yeah, I was gonna look at the box score before we got on,
Yeah.
but I mean they had almost 300 yards rushing,
Yeah.
if not more. Because I mean Derrick Henry wound up ending up with what 197.
Something like that. I didn't look at the stats, so I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah, that with Lamar Jackson running ability, that's a dangerous offense. That's what we
Yeah.
expected to see.
Yes. So
They're playing the Bengals in Cincinnati. The Bengals did have a bounce back win against the Panthers, but they look fine. I didn't watch the game, but they look fine.
I personally I think the Bengals are I think they done.
Yeah, they ain't.
I think they're done. The best thing they got on their resume is that they beat the Panthers at home.
Yeah,
That's all they got. The Ravens should win this one pretty good too.
yeah. Their defense ain't good. They don't get no pass rush
No,
for the Bengals.
nope.
So they're just gonna run the ball with Derrick Henry and just have Lamar Jackson pick you apart with
Yeah,
his Lego.
I think the same way they beat Buffalo is the same way they're gonna beat Cincinnati unless they have a huge letdown.
No,
And
it is an in division game, and usually division games are close. Like week one, we saw the Colts and the Texans play each other super.
that's correct. That's correct. But usually the more physical team wins these matches.
Yeah,
And Cincinnati is a finesse football team. They are not going to try to beat you at the line of scrimmage.
yeah,
They're going to try to outthink you and allow Joe Burrow to do his thing.
yeah. You think Zach Taylor on the hot seat for them?
Well, I mean, you gotta play the hand that you're dealt.
Yeah,
I mean, if management is not getting you, you know, these players, then I mean, they're wrapping all their money into Higgins, Chase, and Joe Burrow. And I don't think any of these players are going to defer any money
yeah.
so that they can sign other players.
Mm.
And it doesn't seem like it's anything like the Chiefs are doing, where, yeah, we gave Mahomes all this money, so we're going to make sure that we divert other monies of the cap to make sure that this guy's got an offensive line, he's got a running back, and we spend our cap money wisely,
Yep,
which is the reason why they let Tyreek Hill go.
yep.
But they kept Jamar Case, and it looks like they're gonna. I mean, I think they kept T. Higgins too.
I think Higgins is still on the franchise tag.
Okay, well, I can see them letting him go.
Yeah.
Because if Buffalo can let all of their big money guys go and be able to do what they're doing right now, granted they lost to the Ravens. I get that, but they can still be successful.
Yeah.
Best quarterback in the league is Patrick Mahomes, and he's very successful because he's got a coaching staff that knows how to run a football team. And I think Zach Taylor does too. But Cincinnati got a lot of pieces, and right now those pieces aren't good enough to beat the Ravens in Week 5.
Yeah.
Or they need a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
What they got right now is not good enough to beat the Ravens.
So we're both going with Ravens. Next game, Colts at the Jaguars. Now, again, we mentioned Anthony Richardson. He ended up getting hurt again. Joe Flacco came in and Lord have mercy, Joe Flacco looking like he playoff 2013 Joe Flacco.
Or even better yet, last year's Joe Flacco.
That too.
When he took the Browns to the playoffs and they didn't re-sign him.
Yeah.
I can see Anthony Richardson having a long stint on, well, the injury list or injury reserve or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have Michael Pittman in my lineup, and this is the first time since the season started that cat got me more than 10 points.
Yeah.
And
You can make
that's
an argument.
because
Do the Colts potentially look at maybe drafting a quarterback just for, I don't know, backup reasons in case the Anthony Richardson thing doesn't work out because A, he's getting too hurt, and also two, he hasn't really looked good.
did you see the slide? That so-called slide when he came back into the game?
No, I didn't see that.
They did a read option. He kept it, and he did some kind of slide. Like he knew he was about to get hit, but he just fell on the ground trying to slide. I'm like, dude. So anyway, Flacco came in and he did what the most experienced quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
And they beat the brakes off Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He made Pittsburgh's defense look, you know what, maybe Pittsburgh's defense isn't that good. I'm going with the Colts.
Yep. As for the Jaguars, they played a close game against the Texans. They were up, and then the Texans drove all the way down the field to basically get the game-winning touchdown. Um, I saw, I guess, a clip of the Doug Peterson's press conference, and I'm guessing I don't know what's going on in Jacksonville, but I'm guessing from what it sounds like, some Jacksonville people must not like his play calling anymore. And they're like, and the reporter asked the question, like, so are you like open to like handing the play calling to somebody else? And Doug Peterson kind of gave like a snarky response by saying, well, I'm gonna do what's best for the team. You know, the typical coach, saying, I don't want to give it up. And then Trevor Lawrence, he's been
Yeah, I mean,
they paid him all
let's
that
see.
money and he's been average.
And then on top of that, he doesn't have a stud at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
He hasn't had one at all, in my opinion, since he's been there, since he's been drafted.
Yeah.
Not one time they give him a stud wide receiver. Now,
Well,
granted, they did draft the young man. I believe it was out of was it LSU?
LSU, Brian Thomas or something.
Byron Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, he all right,
Yeah.
but he's a rookie.
Yeah, but he wasn't like neighbors or anything.
No. As a matter of fact, he was a backup to Neighbors in LSU, and not one person said, "Hey, y'all, hey, Neighbors is great, but this cat over here is better." No, ain't nobody said no stuff like that, man. The problem is that Lawrence needs weapons at the wide receiver and tight end position. I like Ingram if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
But recent history shows he can't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, whether it's, him being used as a blocker, but can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not Doug Peterson's fault.
And their defense just ain't that good.
And then think about it, just like we've said it before. It's just you can only do so much of what you got.
Yeah.
but Jaguars should lose this game too.
Yeah, it'll probably be a close game because it's another divisional game, but I'll go with the
Correct.
Colts because
Well, and again, you also said that too. These divisional games are always close, so that's more likely one of the reasons why Jacksonville hung in there with Houston as they did. You know, Houston was probably thinking, "Hey, we're at home. We should be able to blast these dudes," and it just didn't work out that way.
yeah, I'm gonna check the weather at Jacksonville because you never know.
True.
Next, Sunday it says it could be a chance of rain, but 81 degrees. I don't know how the humidity will feel, but if it was like a sunny day, then that could be a problem with the Colts.
So the
Um,
hurricane is not going to affect Jacksonville any?
I don't think it will now. Since
Yeah.
it passed by.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Next up, yeah, because the hurricane would have maybe had some effect on the Miami game, but probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not. I know the
Wait.
hurricane did have a large effect on the citizens of Georgia, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to relate as far as
Well,
the.
they played the game on Sunday for Atlanta because the game was in Atlanta, so it seems like it's
Well,
fine.
that's true. That's true. So, but our hearts and prayers go out with the folks in Florida
Yeah.
and the state of
Atlanta,
Georgia
Georgia.
for what's going on with Hurricane Helene. So, hopefully, everyone is safe, secure, and healthy.
Yeah. Hopefully that means there's no plane delays for me. God. No,
Yeah,
speaking of Miami, Miami plays the Patriots in New England.
with Tyler Huntley again, probably as quarterback.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Miami because to me they're just the better team.
You're
New
gonna
England
go
just
with Miami going into
yes.
New England?
Yes. It's not too cold at this point of the season. It's a 10
No,
a.m.
I'm not talking
game.
about cold. I'm talking about Tyler Huntley, man.
Well,
Um,
at the end of the
you know
day,
what? I'll put it to you like this. I'll put it to you like this. Yeah, I like Mike McDonald as a play caller. So yeah, I'll go with Miami as well.
they're just a
Uh,
better team. They got more talent than the Patriots do.
well, yeah, they have talent, but I think more so than anything, you know, they got they you know they got a good play caller as a coach. They
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah.
mean, and Jared Mayo, I think he's just learning.
Yeah.
And then he really don't have a QB yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go with Miami this one.
Matt and my friend Matt is watching this video. Sorry, but I told you the dark days are coming.
Oh no, they already here, doc. So I
So I don't
mean,
know if Drake May will save you, but you can
I,
hope. They need to
Matt,
get him some weapons. They need to get him an offensive line before they do
we
him.
right. We love you, Matt, but I can tell you right now, we ain't gonna see you on this video until New England Patriots get a team. We know you gonna avoid us for years.
Speaking
I think
next
the
up,
I think the next time we see you is when probably Drake May becomes a Pro Bowler.
yeah, who knows when that is?
Yeah, I gotta admit, he might be 10 years in, but Mm. Or he
Uh,
might be Mitch Trubisky. Who knows?
Next up, Browns at the Commanders. And the
Commanders.
Browns lost to the
I don't care where they playing. The Commanders, they for real. They for real. Jaden Daniels is well coached.
yeah.
The offensive
Something.
line is well coached, and I'm saying this because of the Bears
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
The wide receiving core is, other than Terry McLaurin, is average.
Yeah.
But Jaden Daniels is finding a way to find Terry McLaurin.
He's also running the
They're
ball with his legs
they're
too.
running the ball with B Rob. So I mean, the Commanders are for real though. Yes, the Commanders. Cleveland, yeah, I'm sorry, dog. Y'all y'all need y'all a new QB.
Yeah. Now I will say this will be Jaden Daniels' first actual, like, legit top 10 NFL versus the defense. And so we'll see how he plays.
Okay, I
That
can see.
defense is still damn good. It's still damn good.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
So
I
we'll
mean,
see if
He gonna get his chops
Yeah.
when number 95 coming his way. I can tell you that much, brother.
Yeah.
But Cleveland can't score. All Jaden's got to do is probably get the
And
team
this,
to
this would be the type of game where you just run the ball and you have them eight. We know this
correct,
defense is ferocious. Just game manage
correct,
the ball. Don't have any turnovers. Don't do nothing stupid.
correct,
You know, if
correct,
you're gonna run the ball, don't get yourself hurt.
correct. Run the ball, stop the run. Quarterback don't make any mistakes. Yes, that'll be their way. To make sure that they get a W in this game.
No, that is
So, but that's
fine.
the way
But
they've been doing it anyway. That's the
yeah,
way they've been doing it anyway. They run the ball. That front seven does stop the run on the other side of the football. And they don't, and Jaden just don't turn the ball over. He has been pretty good with the football. Washington still should win this game, though.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland.
Oh, God.
I'll go with Cleveland. We'll see. I don't
You
trust
just, you
Cleveland.
just, yeah, you don't, you just,
I'm not taking anything away from Jaden Daniels. He's been impressive.
I'm sold, Jack. I'm sold. I'm so sold that I'm sitting over here like, dude, I'm glad you didn't come to Chicago with this defensive head coach that don't know diddly squat about a quarterback.
Well, we had a chance to hire Dan Quinn 2 years ago, but you know,
And what does he know about a quarterback?
well, clearly he knows what he's doing because he looks
I would
impressive.
prefer, me, I prefer Brian Dabble.
Yeah.
Get a guy who knows how to groom a QB. And look at what he did. He made Daniel Jones, of all players, a Pro Bowl QB. And now Daniel Jones got a wide receiver. He's actually playing a little better. He's not as bad as everyone thinks he is.
Well, if you're keeping up with the MLB playoff race for anybody, the Mets just hit a home run and they're now winning the game.
Good.
Bills at Texans. Very exciting game because it's the return of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. You know, Josh Allen made a comment like 2 weeks ago talking about, it's like, well, we kind of got some, we actually have some guy. He basically alluded like, we ain't got guys like Stephon Diggs in the locker room now. Now we got guys, our team guys, not me guys.
Um, I'm not a Stephon Diggs fan. Stephon Diggs, for me, being a coach, and I know basketball, but he made it all about himself.
Yeah.
And football is the ultimate team sport. And Diggs, a wide receiver, made it about himself. And unfortunately, that wears. It wears on the locker room.
Yeah.
And he gonna do the same here. Wants to get back at him, that whole thing I've never been able to understand. But given that, and the Bills lost this week,
Mm-hmm.
this past week, I'm gonna say the Bills bounced back and beat them.
Yeah, I'll say that, and then, look, Houston hasn't looked as impressive as they did last year. I think mostly because nobody expected them to be that good last year. And now it's like, okay,
Correct.
we got some tape. We're
Correct.
now gonna make our adjustments. And
Correct.
you see a lot more teams, even the ones that are bad, like Jaguars, they play them dang near almost to like the end of the
Correct.
game.
I mean, because keep in mind now, I mean, last year, Joe Mixon
Yep. Oh, and Joe
was
Mixon's hurt. Joe Mixon's still hurt too.
right. He was hurt. I mean, he was somewhere else. So they could actually lean on, let's just say, Nico Collins
Yeah.
to do certain things in the passing game. They can still do that, running back committee that they did, who was led by Damian Pierce. It was easy to do it that way with the Texans. But now the illusion is done. You can't sneak up on anybody this year. And then on top of that, you got that what was it? What was their record last year? 12-5 or something like that? Whatever it is, you got that kind of schedule this year. So you can't do it.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
and
go
I
with Buffalo
mean,
too.
yeah, I'm going with Buffalo, man. I think Buffalo's going to be a little bit more. I mean, granted, Buffalo's going to be a little bit more focused, knowing they got their hats handed to them.
We'll be getting back to the next set of games, which is the afternoon slate and the Sunday night, and then we'll finish this video off.
Oh, all right.
All right, I'm back. Now we're here to do the afternoon slate. So the first game of the afternoon slate, the Raiders versus the Broncos in Denver.
Let me just go ahead and what do you think I'm about to say?
Don't trust the Raiders.
Don't trust the Raiders. Don't trust them. They will let you down. I mean, now granted, I think I picked them to beat Cleveland.
And mind you, they didn't have Max Crosby against Cleveland. And
Right.
That shows you how bad Cleveland is. They can't
That
beat.
just shows you how bad Cleveland is. So you can't trust the Raiders. You can't trust Cleveland. So I'm gonna go with Denver.
Understandable.
I'm gonna go with Denver. I can't do it. Cameron, I can't do it.
Yeah, I'll go with Denver just strictly because they're the home team, the altitude. Their defense is solid. Bo Nix has played fine.
And Las Vegas did win.
Yeah.
Without Devontae Adams.
They did. Is he going to be back this week?
I don't know. Hamstring.
We'll see. We'll see.
See.
Next up, the Cardinals versus the 49ers in San Francisco. And the Cardinals did not look impressive yesterday against the Commanders. They just
the last 2 weeks the Cardinals have not looked good at all.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Mets about to blow that game.
Now who's a batting for the Braves? Matt Olson, that's a problem.
The Mets.
Oh, Ozzie Albies, and he hit a home run in this game already.
The Mets about to blow this game. Oh well.
Good. Continue.
Sucks to be a New Yorker right now, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know if Adams is going to play or not. I don't think it really matters. Denver should win. And
you're talking about Cardinals.
Arizona. Oh yeah, Arizona. I've been high on Arizona this year, but the offense is good, but the defense has turned around to be not so good.
Yeah.
So, they're playing the Commanders.
Now they're playing the 49ers in San.
Oh, the 49ers. Oh.
And then, San Francisco, they got all their guys back. Kittle played yesterday. Debo played yesterday.
How much did Debo play, though?
I don't know. I didn't watch much of the game.
Yeah.
Because that was a blowout game against New England.
Yeah, I don't think they would have needed him even if he hadn't had a sack.
3-1 count.
Bases loaded?
Yep.
Mets about to blow this game.
Oh! Double!
Braves took the lead.
I think they might have tied it right now. No, they just took the lead. 7-6.
I was about to say a double with the bases loaded. That's clean.
So it was a double over the left fielder's head. It then bounced off the barricade and rolled into the infield or the outfield a little bit more.
Oh
my goodness.
Let's see what the Mets do in the ninth. So
I got to tweet about this.
But one thing that, and I know this is a football video, but one thing a lot of people thought is the Braves were marked for death when their best guy went down with an ACL.
But they've been in that situation before.
Well, I know, but at the same time, though, a lot of people just didn't think that they would actually be around for the playoffs. And here they are. And it seems like they are going to mark their spot to go, But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the 49ers just strictly. They're the better team. Now we'll see how Arizona's offense does against their defense, because their defense is been all right against actual solid competition.
Yeah, the defense has not been playing well at all. Jordan Mason has been running really physical with the football, and that's a recipe for disaster for the Arizona defense. Yeah, I'm gonna go with San Francisco as well.
No, we didn't speak on this about the last time, but Christian McCaffrey went to Germany to go see some sort of specialist.
Yeah.
You think he might
Mhm.
be potentially done for the season, or maybe he comes back at some point later in the season?
Uh, Personally, I don't think he's gonna be done for the season. They keep talking about him. If he was ready, if the playoffs started today, then he'd be ready. Okay, well, playoffs are not here yet. Um, but I don't think they're going to rush him back. I think they feel that they're good enough to actually still win that division, whether it be 9-8 or 10-7. They're still good enough to win that division without him. And I think the plan, just basically from where I sit, and they sent him over here for a specialist. The plan is to get him ready for the playoffs.
End of the eighth inning, going to the ninth inning, down one.
We'll see.
I would be deflated if I was on playing down there. I'd be like, we did all this stuff in one inning, and then we just give up a seven. We give up 3 runs. No,
Yeah, I gotta admit,
four runs
the
in one
fans,
inning.
the fans in New York will be going to be calling for Edwin Diaz's head on a plate.
But that's if they don't. That's if they don't win game
It,
two.
it it doesn't. I mean, it don't matter. They're going to be calling for it.
Next up, Green Bay travels to, I guess, my residence, Los Angeles, to play the Rams.
The Rams aren't bad.
The Rams aren't bad,
The Rams are not bad at all.
but I think Green Bay's defense will be better prepared to stop Tutu Atwell compared to what the Bears, and they won't sit back in a zone defense like the Bears do.
Well, keep in mind they may not have Alexander either.
Yeah.
So, and granted, that didn't really matter a hill of beans when against Minnesota, but I think it would matter a bit, against the Rams. But the Rams do run the football, and they do play a physical style of play,
Yeah.
and they're at home. Jordan Love did come back.
He didn't look good in that first half. He still looks a little bit hurt in my eyes.
Yeah, they had braces on both his legs. So yeah, I think with another week of practice, he should be well enough to beat the Rams. I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Yeah, I'll sadly have to go with Green Bay. And then
Yeah,
again, in the game against the Bears, they had like I think they were down like two of their starting offensive linemen. And
right.
Green Bay's front is no joke, as much as I
Yeah.
hate to admit it. But
Well, I think Minnesota's gonna be that defense that make everybody look stupid. So, and Jordan Love did play well in the second half against them. So I still like Green Bay though.
next game, New York Giants at Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. They should win that game.
They
I'll-
should. I don't think they're gonna have Malik Neighbors because
oh yeah, that's right. He got a concussion.
got the concussion. I don't know how the protocol is going to work for him, but I don't expect him for this game. And Wandale Robinson for me is just he all right,
Yeah.
but he ain't Malik.
The Sunday night game is, I guess you can say, a rematch of a few Super Bowls and then just teams way back in the 90s and 80s and Cowboys versus Steelers. Now, we don't know if Justin Fields is going to play this game. You might as well keep riding the hot hand.
I mean, what hot hand they finally lost,
Yeah, I know, but
and
he's still,
they never said Russell was ready.
yeah.
They never said that. So, um, I would probably hold my judgment on until they actually confirm that Russell is ready to play. So until then, I'm going with the thinking that Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback.
Yep.
But considering that Micah Parsons is going to be out with a high ankle sprain,
Oh, he confirmed out? Oh, he going to be out?
high ankle sprain. What else could they do with the guy? He can't play 1 week later after being diagnosed with a high ankle sprain. I ain't never seen that happen before.
Yeah.
High ankle sprain is usually a month.
Yeah.
So,
And then also too, the Steelers confirmed. I just saw it on the ESPN ticker. James Daniels done for the season. I think he tore his Achilles.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Still is a problem. Still is a probably still good enough to win this game because Dallas did not look impressive against the Giants.
Mhm.
And even the Giants had an opportunity to win the game as well, too, late in the game. I think it was a late pass to Wan'Dale Robinson,
Mhm.
and the safety made a terrible play on the ball. And if the ball was thrown correctly, it would have wound up right in Robinson's hands with nobody in front of him, nothing but real estate. So, I still like Pittsburgh to win this game. They'll still be able to run the football, even with, the injury to James Daniels. The defense ain't gone nowhere, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna come into Dallas highly ticked off with the
Oh,
way
it's in
they play.
Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. And also, even though Dallas did beat New York, their offense still didn't look as impressive against the Giants.
No.
Oh, holy hell! Francisco Lindor hit a 2-run shot to take the lead.
I might have to watch this game tomorrow.
No, the
I
doubleheaders
might
are
have,
tonight.
I'm just talking about this first one. I think I might want to watch this one on a replay or
Yeah,
something.
you might have to. It's crazy.
This sounds like an amazing game.
Oh my God.
In the ninth. This game ain't over yet because now the Braves are gonna get a shot in the bottom.
Yeah. The Mets still have one out, so they could score some more insurance runs.
Goodness gracious. You know what though? Playoff baseball.
That's the best.
Yeah, there ain't nothing like it. Playoff baseball, the games are never over.
I
Never.
forgot. The Mets have Acuna's little brother on the team too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Playoff baseball. What can I tell you? It's the best. It really is.
But going back to what I was saying, that the Cowboys offense still didn't look impressive. I don't like the run. They got old ass Ezekiel Elliott. I like the
And
other back who seemingly is younger, but they don't use
yeah,
him.
Rico Dowdle, but can you give the ball to him 20, 25 times a game?
No, he's too small.
No, he's too little. You can't pound the rock with him. At best he's probably a good gadget guy who
Yeah.
just happens to have had a good game against a average football team. So, but that ain't happening in Pittsburgh. They're going home. They're gonna be highly ticked because of how they performed against Indianapolis. And yes, I expect Pittsburgh to come play inspired football because Mike Tomlin is going to make sure they're inspired. And yes, I think they will beat Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the Monday night game for next week, October 7th, is the Saints at the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City had an impressive win against the Chargers. Now, Morley, I thought, because I watched the end of the game.
You call that impressive 17-10 against a team without their starting quarterback? Oh, no, he played.
Justin Herbert played.
He played.
Oh, I was going to say something, though. I will say, even though it was an impressive W, I do think the Chargers lost that game more than they won it. Because I was watching the game. The Chargers was in the goal line. The goal line. They were like, they just need to get a first down to get first down and goal.
Yeah.
It's fourth. I'm thinking Jim Harbaugh football. He's just going to run the ball. He's going to do that. This dude gets in a freaking shotgun, I think empty set or something like that, has Justin Herbert pass, and of course the play gets blown up. Chris Jones just wrecks it, the play from the jump. And I'm like, why would Harbaugh do that? Harbaugh way is give the ball, run the ball. And
well, keep in mind now, they couldn't run the ball all night.
Yeah, but in a short.
They couldn't. They couldn't run the ball all night. So he had to put the faith in his quarterback that his quarterback would actually be able to make a play, whereas his offensive line and his running backs have not that entire game.
Yeah,
I mean, what?
Joe Alt
I
was
mean,
out.
Dobbins had like what, 30 yards rushing?
I would have to check.
Yeah. 30, 32, 33. It was in the 30s.
Box score, Chargers. Yeah, 32 yards rushing.
What do you have? Like two yards a carry?
The average of 2.3 yards per carry.
Yes. You can't trust that when the game is on the line. You can't.
I would have still, regardless of that, trusted.
How many yards do they have to go for?
It was 4th and 1.
4th and 1?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't I might have tried a different set,
Uh-huh.
maybe give them a two tight end look and then play action out of it.
Mm-hmm.
5 wide. I agree with you there. That's probably not the way to go. But consider a hard ball and his faith in physical football. It's kind of like out of his wheelhouse, unless you're going to run with the quarterback, which with Justin Herbert, you can't
He
do
can't
it.
run. He got like an injured foot.
Correct. You can't do it. So
I remember he was trying to pass the ball. He literally fell down to the ground.
it gave all indication that he was going to pass the football, given Hebert's health.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a questionable play call, I admit, but I mean, man, what else was he going to do? I mean, he had no
Xavier Worthy
faith.
is that dude, though. Xavier Worthy is that dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go as far as say that dude, but yeah, dude.
He a fast guy. How about that?
I'll put it to you like this: when you got a really good quarterback, everybody else seems to look good.
Yeah.
And Kansas City's got a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna
but
go
I
with
think
Kansas City.
I'll go with Kansas City too. But I think one of the other issues with Kansas City was I think they tried too hard to get Kelsey the football.
Yeah.
I think they tried too hard. Because a lot of talk was coming in about Kelsey this and Kelsey that, Kelsey. So I think they came in with the intent of making Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce health, a priority.
Yeah.
And it didn't reflect for me, it reflected on the stat sheet. What was it, like 7 receptions, like maybe 90 yards or something like that. But it didn't reflect.
And then it's not potentially. They more than likely lost Rashid Rice for the season because he tore his ACL. Or more than likely.
Dang, I didn't know that. I know he went down.
Yeah, then they said then the Chiefs. I don't know if they confirmed it yet, but they literally said post game the Chiefs fear that he tore his ACL.
Oh, dang.
Now, I don't think the average NFL fan is gonna have any sympathy for Rashid Rice, of course, of what he got himself into in the offseason, but I'm just saying.
That's I can care less about that stuff.
Yeah. And then Pacheco's still out, so who knows how the run game goes. But Kareem Hunt looked pretty good.
He did. He did.
So yeah, that's it. Of the predictions. In terms of like Bears stuff, I don't know. We'll probably not do our game recap this week. Probably again, we'll do it sometime next week. Only other thing I guess I gotta say is I wish I saw that Alabama Georgia game because that game must have been crazy.
That game does not do my heart any good. But that just goes to show you that when you get conservative.
Oh, can you start your video? It's frozen up. Okay, there you go. Better. I can actually.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. But that's what happens when you get conservative and you don't put the proverbial foot on the neck. And that's exactly what Alabama, they started getting very conservative. Kirby Smart adjusted in the second half and kept them from getting to the edge, whereas they dominated the edge in the first half of the game. And Kalen DeBoer didn't adjust and allowed him back in the game. Um, you saw Saban pacing on the sideline. That's because he was pissed because he knew Georgia was coming back. And we did not put that foot on the neck.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I was working during the game, and I just looked at the freaking ESPN because I was working selling retail items at
Yeah.
Sunset Dodgers Sunset Run,
Well,
and
you know, I watched.
and then what is it? I'm like, holy hell, Alabama's blowing the brakes off these. I guess the rumors of the fact that, well, obviously Georgia still lost at the end of the day, but I'm like, I guess Georgia really don't got Alabama's number, despite if Saban's there or not.
Man, I can tell you right now, I do not want to play Georgia again.
Well,
I
they're gonna be
don't.
more prepared if they play again.
Because see, now that they lost, I mean, they got Texas on the schedule, on their schedule. I think they got Ole Miss and Tennessee. I mean, Georgia's
Ole
got a
Miss
rough
had a bad
schedule.
loss too.
Yeah, Kentucky's a little bit better than what people think. So, but you know, Georgia's got a rough schedule ahead, and you know that Texas game is going to be huge for them.
Yeah,
And
I better hope Arch Manning. I like what Arch has been doing, but I don't think he's ready to go up against Georgia this early on yet. I still think
yeah,
Ewers is the guy that will put Texas over the top, but I don't know if he's ready to come back because they got to play Oklahoma up this upcoming week.
that's correct. So we'll see. But and Oklahoma beat them last year too.
Texas?
Yeah, Oklahoma beat Texas last year.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a interesting game. But on Alabama, man, they gotta, and you know it just as well as I do. When you got an opponent down,
Yeah, finish
you
them
gotta
off.
you gotta keep them down. I mean, you up 28-0, and the halftime score wound up being 30-7. That was not great coaching on the part of Kalen DeBoer
Yeah.
from the second quarter on. It was not.
I'll have to find time in my schedule to rewatch that game to see what happened. I only saw like the
Yeah.
touchdown that what's his face made, the 17-year-old kid made.
Oh man, Ryan Williams, that
Yeah.
kid is going. That I mean, hopefully he stays at Alabama long to learn the position. But that kid has got some amazing ability at such a young age. Um, I mean, I can't see him doing that at the NFL right
Yeah.
now. So I hope he stays in Alabama and he don't get the big head.
Yeah.
But that kid is special.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Trying to think, what other good college football games did we have this past week other than that? I think that was it.
no, that was really it. I
That was
mean, that
actually
was
probably like in terms of like legit ESPN prime times, that was probably the best one, I guess, that's been in a while.
well. I'm glad you all think that was a really great game. Me, on the other hand, I just would have
Yeah.
preferred to see them going to the half up something like 45-7. That would have made me calm down, and it probably would have helped Coach Saban as well too. But we got the game. It's great. On to play Vanderbilt, and hopefully there's no letdown.
We won't give no predictions, but I'll give some like I guess college football games sounds. I don't know about Michigan State or Oregon. This is like a must game to watch. Maybe.
It's
I
or
definitely, I definitely am
it's
watching UCLA at Penn State.
yeah, Penn State should blast them too.
My
Or
brilliance.
Oregon should take care of Michigan State. I don't care where they play. Um,
Missouri versus Texas A&M in Texas A&M.
oh man, the 12th man. Yeah, you gotta go with Texas A&M when they're at home. They don't lose much in front of the 12th man.
Missouri almost lost to Vanderbilt. Is Vanderbilt like sneaky good?
No, no, Missouri. People just hyping up Missouri like Missouri is this next great SEC team. No, man, come on. Uh-uh.
And the Navy and Army, they both been good this year. First year in the
Yeah,
American Conference, you know.
yeah,
Navy's playing Air Force, Army's playing Tulsa. See if they
yeah.
continue on. The
Well, hopefully the Army will take care of business, and you know we'll see. That game is pretty big up here, though. Obviously, living in the military community, that we all root for the Army up here, and hopefully they handle theirs.
I guess the 12:30 primetime game on CBS is the Iowa versus Ohio State. No. Auburn versus Georgia. Auburn's gonna get killed.
Man, Georgia. I think what I think is gonna happen with
And that's
Georgia.
in Athens. That's in Georgia. That's in
Yeah,
Athens.
yeah. What I think is gonna happen in Georgia every game from this point forward, the Georgia Bulldogs is gonna see nothing but Alabama's jerseys, and they gonna blast everybody that they come in contact with.
Oh yeah, I know. I know Kirby Smart was hot probably even after the Kentucky game, even though they won that game just barely. But I know he was probably furious in the film. I'm not. Thank goodness
Yeah,
I'm not a player.
I gotta admit, I wouldn't want to be a Georgia Bulldog with Kirby Smart in that halftime, but they did react and they
Yeah.
did answer the call, So it was just honestly the play that Ryan Williams scored that touchdown on. The safety was just out of position because he was on man on cover slot.
Yeah.
He was on the slot receiver, leaving Ryan Williams 1-on-1, and it was a very bad throw
Yeah.
by Jalen Milrow,
Yeah.
and even worse coverage on
The
Williams
corner.
because he was so trying to cover for his speed, he just didn't notice that the ball was underthrown.
That's won the game.
Mets won.
That's one.
I gotta watch that game.
Yeah, you have to reward. Luckily, it's on ESPN, so you could actually get the replay of that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'll be at work when that replay is coming on, and
The
so
Mets will be going to the playoffs. They clinched a wild card game. Now, Braves, for anybody that cares about baseball, they got to win game 2 in the doubleheader to get a wild card. So, Ole Miss, South Carolina, and South Carolina could be good. I like their quarterback. South
no,
Carolina.
Ole Miss gonna go there and win probably
Oh,
convincingly.
okay.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin is gonna have them really ready to go, and he's gonna get them going.
You think Clemson beats Florida State and keeps making them a misery?
Yep, Florida State is not good. They never were,
Uh-huh.
and I think last year was just an anomaly.
Yeah. Tennessee plays Arkansas.
That's gonna be a good game.
That's in Arkansas.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. Arkansas is not bad. They actually can score.
Hmm.
They can't defend, but
Yeah.
they can score. So I expect it to be a high scoring game, and go with Tennessee only by a little bit.
Michigan goes to Washington to play them. Both teams
Uh,
haven't looked good. Both teams haven't looked good.
no, they haven't, but oh golly gee. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm gonna go with Washington.
Yeah. I don't really take any stock. I hate USC, but they're playing Minnesota in Minnesota. They should win that game.
They should win. USC is actually not a bad football team.
I was shocked that for at least a half, Wisconsin gave them some problems.
And I talked to another buddy of mine who's a Wisconsin fan, and he's just like, man, Wisconsin's not good. He was actually not shocked with the way Alabama beat them.
Yeah.
He wasn't shocked. I was blown away by it. I was
Uh-huh.
like, wait a minute here, Wisconsin was playing pretty decent until they quarterback got out, and he was just like, man, y'all would have did that to us whether that quarterback was there or not. I was just like, okay, all right, and it come to find out, USC beat them that way too.
Yeah. Anyways, that's basically it. Talk some baseball, talk some college football, obviously NFL stuff.
Yeah,
Again, we'll be back whenever, maybe, who knows, maybe since we talked about baseball a little bit, maybe we got to do, well, no, what am I talking about? The wild card literally starts this week. We don't have no
that's
time. So,
no, please, just no basketball just yet.
yeah,
Although we do need to do some basketball, at least a little bit,
yeah, a
a
little
little
bit of
bit,
regular
a
season.
little bit, a little bit.
Maybe like pre-All-Star break stuff.
Maybe the
Uh,
Bears and the Bulls and Clippers are probably both gonna suck.
Only thing I'm looking forward to the Clippers is into a dome. Now, how I'm gonna be up in there when the ticket prices ain't no joke, I have no idea, but
God. Just
Opening
take
night is
some.
$200 for one ticket just to get up in the building for opening
Well,
night.
that's open. That's opening night. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll calm and
It
you
ain't
maybe
calmed
price.
down. It ain't calmed down.
That's true. You are in California.
Clippers like, okay, yeah, we had Staples and we gave you the $20 tickets. Now we're gonna charge you interest.
Yeah, because you're paying for everything else. You're paying for everything else but the team.
Yeah, Kawhi not gonna be probably starting the season off because he's still hurt. He got another surgery. I can't trust that guy. I don't trust no
Yeah,
James
but
Harden.
that,
My ass gonna be up in there wearing my Kawhi Leonard new Clipper jersey.
at least you don't have the Bulls to root for. Lonzo Ball is supposedly back.
And how many games he gonna play?
I don't know, man.
You know, it's still shocking that what is it? They ain't have D Rose sign a 1-day contract just to retire as a Bull.
Good.
They haven't.
Oh, they haven't. Oh, yeah, they should.
And then I think it's something to do like, oh, they got like they already hit the roster limit. I'm like, the NBA can't just make some side agreement and be like, you can just sign
Yeah,
the
you can
contract.
extend the roster by one just so you can get this guy signed. That's just petty. I'm trying not to use a profane language because I did on one of our other past videos and I really felt bad about it. But that stuff is just bush league if they don't do it.
Yeah. You think they hang his number in the banner and retire his number?
No, I don't think they'll do that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I,
I
I
couldn't
don't.
see any other Bulls player wearing number 1 other than D Rose.
I can't see it either. The question is the Bulls brass going to want to do it? I don't, and I don't see that happen.
No, it's Jerry Reinsdorf. You know, he just came off a season where the White Sox had a terrible season.
Yep.
He owns the Bulls.
120 something losses. That's unprecedented for a baseball team.
I wish the Angels had 100 losses, so then I can go. Well, I'm still blaming my owner. I hate my owner.
Well, I mean, now the White Sox are in the unenviable position of building his team back through the draft.
Well, they ain't even gonna get the first round pick because they lost so many games.
They're gonna suck for years because they don't have a good management group. So that's fine enough for me. You know, as far as being a Cubs fan, you know, at least we can take our pleasure in watching the crosstown rival.
Well, my name's I don't care about the Cubs. I'm stuck here with Mike Trout and nobody else.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we sign him too.
I don't want Mike Trout to be gone.
I know you don't. That's why the Cubs are going to sign.
I know. I said I do want him gone.
You do want him gone? Yeah. I mean, they should have never signed him to that crazy money to begin with.
Well, at the time, it made sense to do that because they were coming off a playoff appearance.
Correct.
Now it's bad because the Angels suck.
Well, I mean, come on now. The best way you win in baseball, is pitching and defense. Pitching and defense. Why do you think the Diamondbacks are so good? They're one of the better teams in the league. With they have one of the better ERA staffs. I mean, their fielding percentage, I think, is first in the league. So I mean, pitching and defense. Pitching and defense. I mean, heck, the Cardinals won a World Series and their best player only had 9 home runs.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna
yeah, we gotta go because
All right.
Talk about the Cardinals makes them sick.
If you guys leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, and hit the subscribe button if you want to get more NFL content or any other sports content on the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, stay safe and have a great rest of your day. Not video. Peace.
Roll Tide! Roll Tide!